We called Mr. Peterson while I was in the hospital in May. And the very next day, one of his assistants and a videographer came to my hospital room, interviewed me, and made a video of me that day, probably one of the worst days of my life. And I will never forget the care and the respect that they showed me. I was able to come and meet Dave in person. He was the most knowledgeable man when it came to my disease. I couldn't believe it. He told me more things than my doctors did because he had time to talk to me about my disease. Where my doctors have schedules, they had, patients lined up. But Dave, he had a book on my disease. I didn't even know they had a book on my disease. And he knew it forward and backwards. He was just a wealth of information. He made my life so much easier. That's what it's about for me, is I feel like Dave and his group really were instrumental in saving my life. Peterson Associates is one of the most respected law firms. I cannot recommend them highly enough. They are so knowledgeable about their business, about your business, about your needs. I would recommend anyone to Peterson Associates, and I have recommended a lot of my friends, and he has helped others besides me.